Hi, I'm Tiffi and I'm here chatting with Milky. In terms of my musical background, I've never actually been classically trained. I've always just had an interest in music from when I was a kid. Kind of made it my own thing. I learned instruments over the internet and started making things on SoundCloud, and the rest is history. So with my debut EP, I did it all completely myself. Like, we took the picture for the cover in my garage, so it wasn't anything really fancy. All of the music I recorded in my bedroom. All of it I had produced online, with an online producer. They're from LA, so I've never met them, but for this EP I got to work with people in real life for the first time. It was really exciting, and it was my first release that had a team behind it, so I didn't have any management before. It was a lot more smooth going, and there was a lot more excitement for it because I was really stressed doing my debut one because I was doing it completely alone and I was 16, so yeah. Dating pool is a pastiche of the time that I had when I left high school. I was very I wouldn't say goody two shoes, but I was very, I guess, sheltered because of the way I grew up. I grew up in Western Sydney, and even the high school I went to, it's just all very sheltered. So it was my first time stepping into the dating pool. I'd never dated anybody before. It wasn't a concept to me. For me, it was just always studying in school, and then other than that, there is no other concept of having a life. It's about those experiences, and I felt so much emotion because it was the first time that these things were happening, and it was brand new emotions that I'd never felt before. So the themes are mainly it's just about a really bad time, and I guess me trying to find myself in other people, and it's just a lot of lessons that I had to learn. So some other songs from the EP, actually, I wrote a long time ago. There's a song on it called Selfish I wrote when I was 13. I put it on there because it was my first girl crush, and I guess just regular crush, and I didn't really know what it was. But then as I was growing up, I was oh, this is actually very applicable to my life. And I think that I was in love with somebody before I even thought I was inside of this dating pool thing. I was oh, I think this has actually happened to me before. And I wrote that song a long time ago, and it had a certain sound, and I sort of followed that. But also I step into pop and kind of rock. It's just mainly whatever I felt the song needed, and all of the songs together as a project is kind of all over the place. But I think I was also kind of all over the place as well, so it makes sense. For some of the tracks, I wrote them first on the guitar, and then I had somebody produce them. So for Law School and Selfish, that's what happened, and Different Tongues. Bored, I wrote that to a track that was sent to me, and I just thought it was fun. And California, which is the single, it came to me the fastest. I wrote it the quickest, and I actually got the idea while I was doing burpees. So the creative process is just is what it is. It just comes to you when it comes to you. If they were a fan of upbeat music, I would play them California. But if I think that they're more of an indies singer-songwriter girl, then I would play them Law School. There's a line in Law School that says, you say you want me for my brain and not my chest. It's weird how those things are the same. It's kind of a bit weird. It's kind of a crude line, but it's basically about how people will tell you they don't want you for your body, they want you for your mind. But then if you flip it around, it's your brain and your chest, brain is another word for it's it's kind of just an innuendo that I put in the song. It's a bit silly, but I think it's kind of deep. So I was yeah, I'm gonna leave this in. So for South by Southwest, I'm really excited. It's my first time I'm ever playing with a live band. I've never done that before because I've never written music for it to be played live. I always just thought that people were just going to listen to it on Spotify. So it's really strange, and I'm really excited. And I've been in rehearsals and stuff, and I'm it's so crazy to be around other musicians. It's so wild because I've always just been solitary. In terms of other shows, I think we're going to have a headline show next year. I'm not sure when, but yeah. I would say 1-300. I think they're so great and they're so nice. They're all so nice. I really like Isaac Purell. I think he's really, really cool. And maybe I would say Lil Pixie. They make really awesome music and they're a really, really kind person. Like, I can't listen to people's music after I've realized that they're unkind. So these people, they're nice. Trust me. To me, they're nice to me. So if they've wronged you, then don't worry about it. Forget I said that. Taylor Swift, Kanye West. They're my top 2 every single year for Spotify. Without fail. It's always Taylor's 1, Kanye's 2. Yeah, of course. Bright Eyes. I'm Wide Awake, It's Morning by Bright Eyes. Juno. Mostly that I'm really sweaty. Oh, Miley Cyrus. Maybe Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer. Ed Sheeran. Carly Rae Jepsen. Backstreet Boy. Oh, maybe Clairo. Clairo, but like the Jack Antonoff edit. Maybe Paris, because it just feels like it's not a real place. And just doesn't feel like it's real, no? Like, how can Paris exist and people just live in there? That's so crazy. Valerie. I'm so basic. Oh, Taylor Swift. She is the music industry. Yeah, fight me. Just relax. Nothing is that serious, baby girl. Music is the most pure form of creative expression, and it is the thing that is the closest way to understand myself. At the Bottom of Everything by Bright Eyes. I was in my room and I was pretending to audition for American Idol, which doesn't make sense because I'm Australian. And I was like, oh no, for The Voice. And I was like, oh my God, all 4 chairs turned. Thanks, guys. Oh my gosh, who am I going to pick? Adam Levine. That was the moment I knew.